This video was made possible in part by these fine people. Hey, comic book collectors, it's Anthony from Hashtag here, and today we're taking a look at Harley Quinn x Elvira, and this is a cross series between Dynamite and DC, and it's nice to see Elvira getting onto that franchising stuff, getting her name out there, licenses and stuff, because you know, Elvira's been around for like 40 years now. And I'm not going to read it verbatim, but as you see, we got the cover here, and we can see the promotions for both companies. And we see Harley sleeping in the most uncomfortable position ever. And she's woken up by a doorbell. And then what the... a whole lot of H's. Did my patootie get plumper overnight? Ah, pants schmance. Coming. And then she gets to the front door. He says, "Nice beaver," and then she says, "Thanks, perv," because she was holding a beaver action figure doll, whatever. So now the joke lands. Okay, cool. So it says Fang, Manglers, Candy, and Novelties, and that was what the package was. And she says, "I sure hope whatever's inside isn't all messed up." And then she falls down the stairs because banana peel. So we get to the next thing. She falls basically out her front door. And what merit badge do we get for this if we help her? So where's those cookies I ordered? And then the girl troopers sell the cookies. We're the boy troopers. No cookies for you, crazy lady. And then she actually chases after them and says, "I want my Minty Slims, you little commando creeps. I got your cookies right here. Come and get them, old lady." It says the kids from, looks like a subway train. "Oh, lady, why you little..." This is really coming off as a straight-up comedy, which, I mean, I guess technically hardly expect it. Anyway, she gets her shirt caught in the door, and she says, "Don't you laugh at me, you do-goody little dweebs." And then the kids are teasing her, and her shirt is caught, and she is now inside apparently Batman's here. Look at it. She's inside on a stage with her boobs hanging out. Oh, great. Carnegie Hall got to see me without my maracas. Yeah, she is obviously covering herself. So anyway, that looks like she was explaining to this guy eating a sandwich. I don't know. And then everybody started booing me. So I flashed her cans at him. Then she woke up. Oh, it was all a dream. Oh, see, that's okay. And then, so the guy next to her says, "Well, Harley, sounds like your classic..." Is this guy Shrink? Your classic Freudy something dream. You got any issues itching to back at your brain that need resolution? Besides the usual stuff? She's like, "Yeah, I mean, really, dig in. I got some that come to mind, but extraordinarily nothing jumps out." And she's like, "Okay, well, let me ask you a few questions. I don't do it big, Tony. It wasn't me that ate all the fruity hoops." Okay, it was me. Was this some blathering? This is really leading into so this reminds me of episode of Scooby-Doo, where basically there's some story that has nothing to do with the rest of the story. Then eventually we get to the good part. They're walking down the boardwalk. She says, "Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, that's it." Okay, sure. That explains everything. And then we got some ads. The best episode of Supernatural, Scooby Natural. Don't at me. So Harley goes, "The Queen of Halloween. You remember last fall when we had that giant Halloween party?" And then we get some captions about the Halloween party. And she is incredibly sick in a number of ways, which I will not describe. And he goes, "Sadly, I do. That dream was about me not having the Halloween I wanted. I'm frustrated because I never resolved the loss of my favorite holiday." Okay, so he goes, "Okay, source identified." And then she says, "And identified how to fix it? Easy. We're going to have the biggest Halloween bash ever. No holds barred. Everyone is invited. And the icing on the cake, I'm going to get Elvira to help us." So there it is. So Harley starts off with a bad dream that leads into her basically more or less figuring out her own problem, and that her solution is to make this Halloween better than the last Halloween, which clearly we see was not the ending she expected. And then we, of course, get to Elvira, I guess she's wrapping up her show. And, well, that's the Fangs of the Bat. Guys, or as I like to think of it, 27 minutes, we'll never get back. Real positive there. That flick was so bad, I'd walk out on it even if I was planning on, even if I was on a plane. Luckily, it was one of those last films by so-called famous horror director Edward von Schitzenpants. Oh, geez. That's some hokey... Okay, anyway, if you're a real masochist, check out Fangs of the Bat 2, The Flappening, and Fangs of the Bat 3, 3D. I'd show them, but torture is forbidden by the Geneva Convention, and your girl isn't going to The Hague for this. After this, I'll never be able to nap upside down again. How about you, Flappies? Yeah, Flapsy. Okay, apparently fake bat. Hey, don't look at me. I didn't give that name. Take it up with your agent. Well, darling, until next time, same bat channel. Why not? I'm out of here. Catch you next time on the channel. And until then, pleasant dreams. Okay, so now I guess we're fielding Elvira's side of the story, because as all meetups are, you get the side one and side two, and she is talking to her agent. She's back home. And then she got some food. So, to recap, I'm about to be jobless and homeless and need to find the next gig. Got it good. Now, beat it, Buster. So, obviously, her ratings aren't great. 51Z is the channel name. So, we have Harley and her beaver. Her beaver talks? That's awkward. Anyway, support group. And then now she's invited all these people to party. Now she has to get Elvira. With Elvira on board, we'll have national coverage. It'll be the biggest Halloween bash Brooklyn has ever seen. She apparently didn't read the last two panels or pages. Anyway, we can have a parade. We can invite the mayor, celebrities, and even superheroes. Okay, we'll see how that goes. And Red Tool, did you know what this means? And he's like, no. Elvira and I will ride down the avenue on our spectacular float, take the special guests or of honor. We are, like they do in the mermaid parades. This is going to be epic. Harley, okay, so apparently she's daydreaming. Elvira agreed to do this? Well, no. That is, I haven't had a chance to really talk to her about it yet. But once she hears the plan, she'll be dying to be part of it. And this other person is like, you think? And Harley's like, well, we ought to know for sure by Saturday if my research is correct. So we're back into Elvira here, and she's clearly doing something at the set back at 51Z. It's a horrible channel name. No wonder she isn't getting views. Well, Elvira, it's been awfully nice working with you the past few years. Sid sold out the entire crew for a few mil. Okay, so the TV station got sold. That's basically what the gist was in the other panel. And so I guess she kind of wants revenge. Are you kidding me? He is hiring out was the Staten Island, probably counting his money. That little coward. He has his address if you want it. Oh, I want it, all right. Worse than Aquaman sandwich with a side of fries. Gross. Okay. Because, I don't want to read this verbatim because I don't want to get in trouble, frankly. It's a party in the USA and beyond, Harley Quinn and Elvira. And this is a multi-chapter series. So this is issue 1, obviously. So here's Elvira. She has apparently made it to her former boss's house, and then Harley is staking it out. And of course, these guys with guns are aiming them at Elvira. And then, no, Harley got a bazooka. So Harley introduces herself, and Elvira's like, is that a rocket launcher, or are you just glad to see me? And Harley goes, both. My name is Harley Quinn, and I'm your biggest fan, Mistress of the Dark. Nothing would make me happier than to help you out with this giant burden. And Elvira's like, sure, and you can use that bazooka as well. She goes, step back, Sugar Snack. I don't know what this baby is capable of. It's a brand new type of weapon. They call it the Party Crasher. And then Elvira's like, Sugar Snack, you just met me, and for all I know, I might be salty. So yeah, more jokes. She, of course, launches the rocket launcher. It has a big old backwash there. And of course, Elvira jumps out of the way and says, Michael Bay, that's going to hurt. Anybody unfamiliar with Michael Bay, he's the explosions guy. He's watched the first 3 Transformers movies, live action ones, not the animated ones. Holy torpedo, I wasn't expecting that. She destroyed a lot of area. And then Elvira is like, no kidding, that was way more fun than a boomstick. I hope it landed right and sits behind so he knows what it felt like for me and my crew. Harley changed the subject. So, you hungry? A good explosion always makes me hungry. Oh, there's a diner nearby. Over 24 hours, family owned. And Elvira's like, I can't always go for some pie. And then they get to the restaurant. Well, I can't believe you're going to have some pie with Elvira. And then I guess Harley says, I can't believe I'm going to have some Elvira with pie. That is disturbing. It's a way of phrasing it. Anyway, apparently this is Harley's regular stop for food. And of course, they're eating. And so Harley goes, so give us a lowdown on whose house we blew up. And Harley tells her, well, it's her former boss. And Harley is like, the main reason we went in the TV station to follow you all around that night was we wanted to make an offer you for Halloween. And then Elvira's like, does a chicken have a pecker? This is a little dirtier than most comics I read. Anyway, okay. Know what I know now. Okay, I can even make my offer even more enticing, says Harley. And then Elvira's like, go on. They get interrupted with their food. And 20 minutes and 8 slices of pie later, Harley's like, and while I was sick, she apparently told her about last week's Halloween party. She wants Elvira's help to make this new one, this next one, the one coming up, the big success. And she'd offer her whatever she wants dollar-wise and a place to stay in her divine domicile in Coney Island for as long as she like. And Elvira's like, it's $5,000 a week and my own bidet. Ugh. Harley's like, no problem. And then Tony's like, wait, what? And then Harley says, it's settled. All expenses taken care of. We pay your fees. You get a place to live. And you get to host the greatest party in the history of Brooklyn. What you say? And then Elvira says, I guess it's better than a kick in the bikini bottoms. Oh, why not? Sounds like fun. And then we lead into where it says issue 2, any next issue, anything but fun. And of course, there's a little conversation piece here, and we'll continue flipping through the book. You can see other things that Dynamite and DC have, and so you know, so various covers. It's the one thing I wanted to point out was I swear there weren't this many covers of an issue when I was young. Like there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 different alt covers for different vendors. Oh, way more than 20. That's 40. Oh, that is nuts. And then posters. Wow, that's 50 plus covers. And wow. Oh, I stand corrected. Way more than that. Wow. Like, oh, I get it. Harley Quinn's popular. I don't know so much about Elvira, but they're really milking that cover thing. That's interesting. Anyway, been a fan of Elvira for a long time. She used to be in public TV, not public TV, but like local TV station here, but you know, obviously in syndication. So it's always nice to see her get involved in something. As I said, it just seemed like a long time she wasn't making money on that identity of hers. Because for a long time we knew her real. Well, she has a real name, obviously, Cassie. And I'm like, is that even still the right name? I don't even remember, because she's done other things on television. So I've gotten used to seeing her not being Elvira over the last 20-ish years. Because like 40 years ago, I think it was about when she started. Don't quote me on that. She was always Elvira everywhere. That was what she was known for. But she's taken her career more journalistically serious at some points. And, you know, sometimes you care. It's kind of like seeing Flo, the progressive lady, in other acting roles. It's kind of how it compares in my head. Anyway, obviously this is meant for a more adult comedic approach. They're a little bit more like a Police Squad, you know, kind of tongue-in-cheek. So that's the approach they're taking, and I think the series will be funny for that. And if you're looking for a Halloween comic and is a little bit more mature, because this is a little bit more mature than what I'm usually reading comic-wise, because I mean, not that there was swearing in here, but, you know, the jokes about the beavers and stuff. So it's a little spicier than I'm used to. Because I don't particularly go out for anything that is technically spicy. I think the closest thing was the crossover of, what was it, Red Sonja and Ash in the Evil Dead. So like, and that was pretty close to that. So anyway, let me know if you picked this up. It came out in early October, and then the issues run through the month every week. And I think the last issue is early November. So hopefully you liked this overview. And now, because again, Elvira, you know, it's nice to see her expand her horizons into other brands. Not the first time, mind you. I've seen her in other things, but it just, I like the fact she keeps on going. With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on this video. Did you like what you saw, and how was your experience with it? If you would like to see more, check out the on-screen recommendation. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel to keep up to date with our latest content. Thanks for watching.